3,000 years ago, the Galactic Council, an alliance of the most advanced alien civilizations, saw humanity as a growing threat to the delicate balance of power in the galaxy. Fearing their rapid technological advancements and relentless drive, the Council unleashed a cataclysmic assault on Earth. The once vibrant blue planet was reduced to a lifeless husk, and the remnants of humanity scattered to the far reaches of space, surviving in small, hidden colonies. Admiral Nathan Cole stands on the bridge of the flagship, Retribution, staring at a holographic projection of Earth as it once was, lush, teeming with life, a cradle of civilization. The projection shifts, showing the desolate wasteland it has become. His face hardens, memories of his ancestors' suffering fueling his resolve. "Admiral," a voice interrupts his thoughts. Lieutenant Harris, his tactical officer, steps forward. "The fleet is ready for departure. All ships report combat readiness." Cole nods, turning to face his crew. 3,000 years ago, the Galactic Council destroyed our home. They thought they could wipe us out, erase us from history. But they underestimated the human spirit. Today we return to show them we have not forgotten. We will make them pay for every life lost, every injustice committed. The bridge buzzes with quiet determination. Cole's crew, descendants of those who survived the Council's purge, have been training for this moment all their lives. Each one harbors a personal vendetta against the Council, and together they form a force driven by a singular purpose: revenge. The Retribution's engines hum to life, and the fleet begins its journey. Hidden shipyards and isolated colonies across the galaxy have produced an armada equipped with advanced technology, a combination of human ingenuity and reverse-engineered alien tech. The Hammer of Retribution, as the fleet is known, is a testament to humanity's resilience and resourcefulness. As the ships slip into hyperspace, the void of space gives way to the first target, Varkari Prime, the heart of the Varkari Dominion, one of the most influential members of the Galactic Council. The element of surprise is on their side, and Cole intends to exploit it fully. The Council will soon learn that humanity, thought to be a relic of the past, has returned with a vengeance. In a hidden shipyard on the edge of known space, the final preparations are underway. The shipyard, concealed within a dense asteroid belt, has been humanity's best-kept secret. Here, under the leadership of Rear Admiral Jonas Valen, warships have been constructed with painstaking precision, blending human design with alien technology scavenged over centuries. Captain Mara Stanton stands on the deck of the carrier Retribution, overlooking the assembly of the fleet. Sleek starfighters, bristling with weaponry, are lined up in perfect formation. Technicians scurry about performing last-minute checks. Stanton, an ace pilot with countless missions under her belt, feels a surge of pride. She knows each pilot personally, having trained many of them herself. "All squadrons are prepped and ready, Captain," reports Commander Lin, her second in command. "Good," Mara replies, her gaze fixed on the ships outside. "We've waited a long time for this. Make sure everyone is briefed on their targets. We strike hard and fast." In the command center, Admiral Cole monitors the progress. Holographic displays project tactical maps, fleet compositions, and intel gathered by their spies. The infiltration mission led by Ethan Drake on Valaria had been a success, providing crucial data on the Varkari defenses. The virus they planted has given them an edge, disrupting communications and sowing confusion among their enemies. "Admiral, incoming transmission from Rear Admiral Valen," announces Lieutenant Harris. "Patch it through," Cole orders. Valen's image flickers to life. "Admiral Cole, the last of the fleet is ready to jump. We have 70 capital ships, 150 frigates, and countless fighters at our disposal. Everything is set." "Excellent work, Valen. We'll need every ship and every pilot. The Varkari won't know what hit them. Remember, the element of surprise is our greatest weapon. We strike hard and fast, before they can muster a coordinated defense." Valen nods. "Understood. We'll be right behind you." As the transmission ends, Cole addresses his bridge crew. "This is it, everyone, the moment we've been preparing for. The Varkari think they are safe, protected by their fleets and their arrogance. We'll show them the cost of underestimating humanity." The command is given, and the fleet jumps into hyperspace. The transition is smooth, the ships maintaining formation as they hurtle towards their target. Mara and her pilots sit in their cockpits, engines idling, ready to launch at a moment's notice. Minutes later, they exit hyperspace at the edge of the Varkari home system. The planet Varkari Prime looms ahead, its orbital defenses beginning to stir. The element of surprise is still theirs, but only just. "All wings, prepare to launch," Mara's voice echoes through the comms. "Target the orbital defenses and clear the way for our capital ships." The hangar doors open, and squadrons of fighters burst forth, streaking towards the enemy. Mara leads the charge, her heart pounding with anticipation. Behind her, the capital ships advance, their weapons powering up. The first shots are fired, marking the beginning of humanity's return to the stars. The battle for Varkari Prime has begun. The human fleet emerges from hyperspace on the fringes of the Varkari Prime system, the heart of the Varkari Dominion. The planet looms ahead, a jewel of urban sprawl and industrial might. The Varkari, reptilian and ruthless, are caught off guard. Their orbital defenses, though formidable, are not prepared for an attack of this scale and ferocity. Admiral Cole stands on the bridge of the Retribution, eyes fixed on the tactical display. "All ships, execute Attack Plan Alpha. Fighters, engage enemy defenses. Capital ships, target strategic installations." Captain Mara Stanton leads her squadron, the Black Talons, into the fray. Her fighter, a sleek black machine bristling with weapons, soars through the void, her squadron tight on her tail. "Stay in formation. We hit their turrets first, then their command centers," she orders. The Varkari scramble to respond, their defensive batteries lighting up the darkness with streaks of plasma. Mara's squadron weaves through the oncoming fire, their shields flaring with impacts. They close the distance rapidly, unleashing a torrent of missiles and laser fire at the orbital turrets. Explosions ripple through the enemy defenses, tearing apart their automated turrets. On the Retribution, Cole watches as the enemy fleet begins to mobilize. "Lieutenant Harris, status report. Admiral, enemy ships are moving to intercept. They've launched fighters and are deploying their cruisers. All capital ships, prepare for engagement. Focus fire on their cruisers. We need to break their lines before they can organize." The void between the fleets erupts into chaos. Human and Varkari fighters clash in dogfights, ships weaving and dodging in a deadly dance. Mara's squadron is at the forefront, their precision and coordination a stark contrast to the disarrayed Varkari pilots. "Enemy cruiser at 3 o'clock, Mara calls out. Her squadron shifts, targeting the lumbering behemoth. Their combined firepower tears through its shields, causing catastrophic damage to its hull. The cruiser explodes in a brilliant flash, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. As the battle rages, the human capital ships engage the Varkari cruisers. The Retribution's massive railguns fire in unison, each shot a thunderous roar that reverberates through the ship. Varkari ships return fire, but the humans' advanced shielding and evasive maneuvers minimize their losses. "Admiral, the Varkari defenses are faltering," Harris reports. "Their coordination is breaking down." "Good, press the attack. We need to cripple their ability to retaliate," Cole commands. On the ground, Ethan Drake and his team infiltrate a key Varkari communications hub. They move with precision, neutralizing guards and bypassing security systems. "We're in," Drake whispers into his comms. "Planting charges now." Minutes later, a series of explosions rip through the communications hub, further disrupting the Varkari's ability to coordinate their defense. The human fleet capitalizes on the chaos, pressing their advantage. "Admiral, their defenses are collapsing. We've secured the orbital perimeter," Harris announces. "Excellent. Begin Phase 2. Deploy ground forces and secure key installations. We need to take control of their industrial complexes and resource depots." The human fleet, having won the first major engagement, shifts focus to securing the planet itself. Dropships and landing craft descend through the atmosphere, carrying soldiers and equipment to the surface. The Varkari resistance on the ground is fierce, but the humans' superior tactics and technology give them the upper hand. Hours later, as the dust settles, the Varkari Dominion's once impenetrable stronghold lies in ruins. The human fleet stands victorious, their first strike a resounding success. Admiral Cole surveys the battlefield from the bridge of the Retribution, a grim smile on his face. "This is only the beginning," he mutters. "We won't stop until every member of the Galactic Council pays for what they did to us." The Galactic Council convenes in emergency session on Viridia, their central hub and seat of power. Representatives of the most powerful civilizations gather in the Grand Chamber, a colossal hall filled with tension and fear. Holographic displays project images of the devastation on Varkari Prime, the destruction wrought by the human fleet. Councillor Zarlan, an influential Kadari statesman with a serpentine appearance, addresses the assembly. "Esteemed colleagues, the attack on Varkari Prime is not just a tragedy for the Varkari Dominion, but a threat to the stability of our entire alliance. We underestimated the humans, and now we face the consequences." The Varkari representative, Councillor Garthok, snarls, his reptilian eyes blazing with anger. "This is an outrage. The humans must be eradicated immediately. We cannot allow them to continue their rampage." A murmur of agreement ripples through the chamber, but Zarlan raises a hand for silence. "Rash action will only play into their hands. We need a coordinated and measured response. Our intelligence indicates that the humans have advanced technology, possibly even superior to our own in certain areas." Across the chamber, the Sarathi representative, a tall and enigmatic figure draped in shadows, speaks up. "The Sarathi are willing to offer our services to track and eliminate these human insurgents. For the right price, of course." Mistrust and fear mix with desperation as the council debates their options. The Sarathi, known for their mercenary nature, are a dangerous wild card, but their skills could prove invaluable. Councillor Zarlan, seeking a balanced approach, proposes a compromise. "We will engage the Sarathi to gather intelligence and launch covert operations against the humans. Simultaneously, we will mobilize our fleets to defend our core worlds and key installations. We cannot afford to underestimate this threat any longer." As the Council's plan takes shape, Admiral Cole and his fleet prepare for their next move. They know that their initial success has bought them a brief respite, but the full force of the Galactic Council will soon come bearing down on them. Cole convenes a strategy meeting with his senior officers aboard the Retribution. "We've struck a significant blow against the Varkari, but this is far from over," Cole begins. "The Council will regroup and retaliate. We need to stay one step ahead. Our next target is Valaria, their primary communications hub. Disrupting their ability to coordinate will give us a critical advantage." Captain Mara Stanton nods, her eyes fierce with determination. "We'll need to move quickly. The longer we stay in one place, the more vulnerable we become." "Agreed," Cole replies. "Drake's team will infiltrate Valaria and plant another virus, further crippling their communications. Our fleet will follow up with a direct assault to secure the planet." As the meeting adjourns, the sense of urgency is palpable. The humans know they are fighting against overwhelming odds, but their resolve remains unshaken. They are fueled by the memories of their ancestors and the promise of vengeance. Back in the Grand Chamber, the councilors finalize their plans. The Sarathi mercenaries are dispatched to gather intelligence on the human fleet, while the council fleets mobilize to protect their most critical assets. The stage is set for the next phase of the conflict, a battle that will determine the fate of the galaxy. As both sides prepare for the inevitable clash, the stakes have never been higher. The humans, driven by a desire for retribution, are determined to topple the mighty Galactic Council. The Council, facing an unprecedented threat, must adapt and overcome or risk losing their grip on power. The war has only just begun, and its outcome will reshape the galaxy forever. The infiltration team, led by Ethan Drake, prepares for their mission in a secluded hangar aboard the Retribution. Drake, a former Special Forces operative with a reputation for daring missions, briefs his team. The target is Valaria, the nerve center of the Galactic Council's communications network. Disabling it would cripple the Council's ability to coordinate a counterattack. Drake's team, consisting of specialists in espionage, hacking, and demolition, reviews the intel provided by their informants. Detailed schematics of Valeria's primary communication hub are displayed on a holographic table. We've identified key access points and security weaknesses, Drake explains. Our primary objective is to plant a virus in their mainframe. Secondary objective, sabotage critical infrastructure to maximize disruption. The team suits up in advanced stealth gear, their equipment optimized for silent operations. They board a small, cloaked shuttle and set off towards Valaria. As they approach the planet, its sprawling cities and dense forests come into view. The shuttle navigates through the atmosphere undetected, thanks to its advanced cloaking technology. They land in a remote area near the communication hub, blending into the forest. Moving swiftly and silently, the team approaches their target under the cover of night. The hub is heavily guarded, with alien security patrols and automated turrets. Drake signals his team to split up and neutralize the perimeter defenses. Infiltrator Lena Vasquez, a master hacker, taps into the security network, creating a diversion that draws the guards away. Sniper Jax Carter provides overwatch, taking out any threats that get too close. Drake and the demolition expert Tyrell Shaw slip inside the facility, using their knowledge of the schematics to avoid detection. Inside the hub, they navigate through a labyrinth of corridors and access tunnels. Lena hacks into the mainframe, planting the virus, while Tyrell sets charges on key structural supports. The team moves with precision, their actions synchronized and efficient. Just as they are about to exfiltrate, an alarm blares. An unexpected patrol has discovered their presence. "Move, we've got company," Drake shouts, as the team races towards the exit. They fight their way through the facility, encountering fierce resistance from security forces. Explosions rock the hub as the charges detonate, causing chaos and confusion among the defenders. The team reaches their shuttle under heavy fire. Jax provides covering fire, while the rest of the team boards. The shuttle takes off, narrowly escaping the chaos below. As they ascend, they watch the communication hub crumble, the virus spreading through the network, disrupting the Council's communications. Back aboard the Retribution, Admiral Cole receives the news. "Mission accomplished, Admiral. The Council's communications are in disarray," Drake reports, his voice steady despite the adrenaline still coursing through his veins. "Excellent work, Drake. Your efforts have given us the edge we need," Cole responds. "Prepare for immediate extraction. We can't afford to stay in one place for too long." As the human fleet prepares to jump to their next target, the Galactic Council struggles to regain control. Their ability to coordinate a response has been severely compromised, and the humans' relentless assault shows no signs of slowing down. With the Council's communications in disarray, Admiral Cole sets his sights on Kadari Prime, the homeworld of the Kadari, one of the most powerful and influential members of the Galactic Council. The Kadari, known for their advanced technology and formidable defenses, present a significant challenge, but their defeat would be a critical blow to the Council. The human fleet jumps into the Kadari system, emerging from hyperspace with a precision that speaks to their meticulous planning. The Kadari defenses are already on high alert, their warships forming a protective cordon around the planet. Admiral Cole surveys the scene from the bridge of the Retribution. "All ships, engage at will. Mara, take your squadron and target their shield generators. We need to create an opening for our capital ships." Captain Mara Stanton leads her squadron into the heart of the battle. Her Black Talons fighters weave through enemy fire, their shields flaring under the onslaught. "Stay tight and follow my lead," she commands. They dive towards the planet, skimming the atmosphere as they make their approach to the primary shield generator complex. The Kadari defenders, flying sleek and deadly fighters, engage the Black Talons in furious dogfights. Mara's skill and experience shine as she outmaneuvers her opponents, her lasers cutting through enemy craft with deadly precision. Her squadron follows suit, exploiting every weakness and gap in the Kadari formations. Meanwhile, the human capital ships, led by the Retribution, engage the Kadari fleet in a brutal slugfest. The void is lit up with the flash of railguns, plasma bolts, and missile explosions. Admiral Cole directs the fleet with surgical precision, exploiting every opportunity to break the Kadari lines. "Admiral, enemy cruiser approaching on our starboard side," Lieutenant Harris alerts. "Bring the main batteries to bear and target their engines. We can't let them flank us," Cole orders. The Retribution's massive railguns fire in unison, tearing through the cruiser's shields and crippling its engines. The Kadari ship drifts, disabled and vulnerable. On the surface, Mara's squadron reaches the shield generator complex. The facility is heavily fortified, but Mara has a plan. Typhoon, take out those turrets. Viper, lay down suppressing fire. I'll plant the charges, she commands. As her squad mates execute their tasks, Mara lands her fighter and sprints towards the generator's main conduit. Under heavy fire, she plants explosive charges, setting the timers with expert precision. Charges set. Fall back to the fighters now. The squadron retreats, their fighters lifting off just as the charges detonate. A massive explosion ripples through the complex, and the planetary shields flicker and fail. Shields are down. Repeat, shields are down, Mara reports. All ships commence planetary bombardment, Cole orders. The human fleet's capital ships unleash a barrage of heavy fire on the now exposed surface defenses. The Kadari fleet, realizing their peril, attempts a desperate counterattack. Focus fire on their flagship, Cole commands. We need to break their morale. The human ships concentrate their firepower on the Kadari flagship, a colossal dreadnought bristling with weapons. The battle reaches a fever pitch as the dreadnought's shields buckle under the relentless assault. Finally, a well-placed salvo from the Retribution breaches the dreadnought's reactor core, resulting in a cataclysmic explosion that signals the end of Kadari resistance. With the destruction of their flagship, the remaining Kadari ships attempt to retreat, but Cole's fleet pursues them mercilessly, ensuring no escape. The human forces secure orbit and prepare to land ground troops to mop up the remaining resistance. As the dust settles on Kadari Prime, the human fleet stands victorious once more. The Kadari, one of the most powerful members of the Galactic Council, has been defeated, their homeworld left in ruins. Admiral Cole knows that this victory will send shockwaves through the Council, but he also understands that the war is far from over. We've won a great victory today, but our fight continues, Cole addresses his crew. The Galactic Council will not take this defeat lightly. We must remain vigilant and ready for whatever comes next. The human fleet, though battered and bruised, prepares for the next stage of their campaign. The fall of Kadari Prime marks a turning point in their war against the Council, but many battles still lie ahead. The humans, driven by the memory of their destroyed homeworld, will stop at nothing to achieve their ultimate goal, the complete dismantling of the Galactic Council and justice for the billions lost. The Galactic Council, reeling from the losses of Varkari Prime and Kadari Prime, seeks alliances with neutral factions to bolster their defenses and counter the human threat. In a luxurious chamber on the neutral planet Neros, representatives from various factions gather to discuss the unfolding crisis. Councillor Zarlan, representing the Galactic Council, addresses the assembly. The humans have proven themselves a formidable adversary. We must unite our forces to withstand their assault. The Council calls upon the neutral factions to join us in this time of need. Among the attendees is Torek, a representative of the Sarathi mercenaries. The Sarathi, a race known for their ruthless efficiency and shifting allegiances, see the chaos as a lucrative opportunity. The Sarathi are willing to lend our expertise, but our services come at a price, Torek declares, his eyes gleaming with calculation. Zarlan considers the offer. The Council is desperate, but the Sarathi's reputation for treachery makes them wary. However, they have little choice. Name your terms, Zarlan responds, masking his apprehension. 50 million credits up front. Additionally, we require exclusive salvage rights to any human technology we recover, Torek demands. Zarlan hesitates, knowing the cost is steep, but eventually agrees. Very well. Your terms are acceptable. We need immediate action against the humans. Meanwhile, Admiral Nathan Cole and his fleet prepare for their next move, aware of the Council's efforts to forge new alliances. In a secret meeting aboard the Retribution, Cole and his senior officers discuss their strategy. We need to exploit the rivalries within the Council and their newfound allies, Cole asserts. If we can turn them against each other, it will weaken their united front. Captain Mara Stanton, always keen on subterfuge, proposes a plan. We should make contact with the disaffected factions within the Council. If we can persuade them that their interests are better served by siding with us, it could create a rift. Ethan Drake, fresh from his successful infiltration mission, agrees. We have the intel and resources to make this work. We just need to identify the factions most likely to defect. Their first target is the Rylan Consortium, a faction within the Council known for its mercantile prowess and strained relations with the Varkari Dominion. Cole sends a diplomatic envoy to the Rylan homeworld, offering terms that include shared technology and lucrative trade agreements. As the envoy negotiates, the Sarathi, true to their nature, double-cross the Council. They launch a surprise attack on a Council supply convoy, capturing vital resources and sowing discord. Torik's actions send shockwaves through the Council, deepening the mistrust among its members. The Sarathi have betrayed us, Garthok roars in a Council meeting. We cannot rely on mercenaries. We must strengthen our internal alliances and root out any disloyal elements. Sarlan, struggling to maintain order, addresses the Council. This treachery will not go unpunished. We must remain united and focused on the true threat, the humans. Any dissent will only aid our enemies. Admiral Cole, fully aware of the Sarathi's duplicity, sees an opportunity to strike while the Council is in disarray. He orders a rapid deployment of his fleet to intercept the Sarathi and reclaim the captured supplies. The human fleet jumps into the sector where the Sarathi have set up their base, a dense nebula that provides natural cover. As the fleet exits hyperspace, the Retribution's sensors pick up multiple Sarathi ships. All hands battle stations. We take the fight to the Sarathi and reclaim what's ours, Cole commands. Captain Mara Stanton leads her squadron into the nebula, navigating through the dense gas clouds. The Sarathi, although expecting retaliation, are caught off guard by the speed and ferocity of the human assault. Mara's Black Talons engage the enemy fighters in a series of high-speed dogfights. Mara, target their command ship. We need to disrupt their chain of command, Cole orders over the comms. Mara and her squadron break through the Sarathi defenses, focusing their fire on the heavily armored command ship. The Sarathi, known for their hit-and-run tactics, struggle to mount a cohesive defense against the coordinated human assault. In the midst of the battle, Ethan Drake and his team execute a daring boarding operation. They infiltrate the Sarathi command ship, fighting their way to the bridge. Drake confronts Torik, the mercenary leader, in a brutal hand-to-hand combat. Your betrayal ends here, Torik, Drake growls, as he disarms the Sarathi commander and plants charges throughout the ship. As the charges detonate, the command ship is engulfed in explosions. The loss of their leader and flagship sends the remaining Sarathi forces into disarray. The human fleet capitalizes on the chaos, systematically dismantling the Sarathi defenses and reclaiming the captured supplies. Admiral, the Sarathi are retreating. We've secured the area and recovered the stolen resources, Mara reports. Well done, everyone. This victory sends a clear message to the Council and any would-be mercenaries. Humanity will not be intimidated, Cole responds. The success against the Sarathi further emboldens the human fleet. Back on the Council's side, the fallout from the Sarathi betrayal exacerbates existing tensions. The Rylan Consortium, impressed by the humans' strategic acumen and strength, agrees to a secret alliance with Cole, providing valuable intelligence and resources. The humans, leveraging their newfound alliance and the Council's internal strife, prepare for their next strategic strike. The Galactic Council, beset by internal conflicts and external threats, faces an uncertain future. As both sides gear up for the next confrontation, the war's outcome hangs in a delicate balance, with betrayal and alliances playing crucial roles in the unfolding saga. The human fleet, having successfully undermined the Galactic Council's defenses and alliances, sets its sights on Valaria, the heart of the Council's communications and intelligence network. Securing Valaria would cripple the Council's ability to coordinate a cohesive defense, giving humanity a decisive advantage. Admiral Nathan Cole briefs his officers aboard the Retribution. Our intel indicates that Valaria is heavily fortified. We need to strike hard and fast. Mara, your squadron will lead the assault on their orbital defenses. Drake, Your team will infiltrate the primary intelligence complex and plant charges to disrupt their operations. Captain Mara Stanton and her Black Talon squadron prepare for the assault. As their fighters launch from the Retribution, they race towards Valaria's orbital defenses, which bristle with automated turrets and defense platforms. The void lights up with laser fire and missile trails as the battle begins. Mara, focus on their targeting arrays. We need to blind their defenses, Cole orders. Roger that, Admiral, Mara replies, her fighter weaving through a hail of enemy fire. She and her squadron target the defense platform's sensors, delivering precise strikes that disable their targeting systems. The platforms, now effectively blind, pose significantly less threat to the incoming human ships. Simultaneously, Ethan Drake and his infiltration team descend to the surface in a cloaked dropship. They land near the main intelligence complex, a sprawling facility protected by layers of security measures. We have a narrow window to get in and out. Stay sharp, Drake instructs his team. The infiltration team moves with precision, neutralizing guards and bypassing security systems. Inside the complex, they plant charges at key structural points and upload a virus to the central mainframe. The virus spreads rapidly, wreaking havoc on the Council's communication networks. Charges set. Virus deployed. Let's move, Drake orders as alarms blare throughout the facility. The team encounters heavy resistance on their way out. In a fierce firefight, they make their escape, but not without losses. Drake, leading from the front, ensures the team's survival despite the overwhelming odds. The charges detonate as they board their dropship, sending shockwaves through the complex and collapsing crucial infrastructure. Above Valaria, the battle reaches its climax. The human fleet, capitalizing on the chaos caused by the orbital and ground assaults, launches a full-scale bombardment on the planet's surface defenses. Valaria's defenders, disoriented and uncoordinated, are overwhelmed by the relentless onslaught. Admiral, the enemy's defenses are collapsing. We've secured orbit and the surface installations are in disarray, Lieutenant Harris reports. Begin landing operations. We need to secure the planet and ensure no counterattacks, Cole commands. Ground forces descend in dropships, engaging the remnants of Valaria's defenders in brutal urban combat. The humans, bolstered by their technological superiority and strategic advantage, swiftly gain control of key installations. As the last pockets of resistance are eliminated, Valaria falls to the human forces. Admiral Cole surveys the aftermath from the bridge of the Retribution. Valaria is ours. This victory will cripple the Council's ability to coordinate their forces. We're one step closer to our ultimate goal. The Galactic Council, reeling from the loss of Valaria and facing unprecedented internal strife, resorts to desperate measures. In a secluded chamber on Viridia, the remaining Council members convene to discuss their last resort, ancient, forbidden weapons capable of devastating entire star systems. Councillor Zarlan, his demeanor grim, addresses the assembly. Our conventional forces are failing. We must activate the Starfire protocols. These weapons were designed as a last resort, but we have no choice if we are to survive. Councillor Garthok, representing the Varkari Dominion, protests. The Starfire protocols were banned for a reason. Their use could destabilize the entire galaxy. We risk annihilation. We risk annihilation either way, Zarlan counters. The humans leave us no alternative. We must act now. Reluctantly, the Council agrees. They authorize the activation of the Starfire protocols, directing their remaining forces to deploy the superweapons at strategic locations. The plan is to create a perimeter of destruction, forcing the human fleet into a deadly gauntlet. Admiral Cole, having anticipated such a move, prepares his fleet to intercept the superweapons before they can be deployed. All ships, we've detected significant energy signatures near key Council worlds. These are likely the Starfire weapons. We cannot let them be activated. The human fleet jumps into hyperspace, racing against time. They arrive in the target system to find Council ships guarding the superweapons. The battle that ensues is unlike any other, with the stakes higher than ever. Captain Mara Stanton and her Black Talons lead the charge, targeting the escorts protecting the superweapons. We need to take out those escorts and clear a path for our capital ships, she commands. The dogfights are intense, with both sides taking heavy losses. Mara's squadron faces elite council pilots, and the fighting is fierce. Despite the odds, the Black Talons manage to disable several escort ships, creating openings for the human capital ships. On the surface, Ethan Drake leads a commando team in a daring ground assault to deactivate the weapon control centers. They encounter fortified positions and heavily armed guards. The team fights through with determination and grit, knowing the fate of humanity hinges on their success. Drake, we're at the control center. Plant the charges and disable the activation codes, Cole orders over the comms. Drake and his team breach the control center, engaging in a brutal close-quarters battle. They plant charges on the control consoles and extract critical data. Just as they are about to detonate the charges, reinforcements arrive, leading to a desperate last stand. "Charges set! Get out now!" Drake yells as they retreat under heavy fire. The charges explode, disabling the control center and preventing the superweapons from being activated. In space, the human fleet targets the now vulnerable superweapons. The Retribution's railguns fire in unison, piercing through the superweapons' protective hulls. Massive explosions follow as the weapons are destroyed, the energy released, lighting up the void. "Admiral, the superweapons have been neutralized. We've won," Lieutenant Harris reports, his voice filled with relief. Admiral Cole exhales, the tension easing slightly. "Well done, everyone. The Council's last desperate measure has failed. We have the upper hand." The human fleet, though battered and bruised, emerges victorious. The destruction of the Starfire weapons marks a turning point in the war. The Galactic Council, now without their trump card, faces an uncertain future. As the human fleet regroups and prepares for the next phase of their campaign, Admiral Cole addresses his crew. "We've faced incredible odds and come out on top, but our mission isn't over. We must continue to push forward until the Galactic Council is dismantled and justice for Earth is served." The war is far from over, but the tide has turned decisively in humanity's favor. With the Council's desperate measures thwarted, the path to ultimate victory becomes clearer. The humans, driven by a thirst for revenge and justice, remain relentless in their pursuit of their final goal, the complete dismantling of the Galactic Council. The Galactic Council, now in disarray and stripped of their superweapons, retreats to their core worlds, desperately regrouping for a final defense. Viridia, the Council's seat of power, and one of the most fortified planets in the galaxy, becomes the stage for the climactic confrontation. Admiral Nathan Cole and his fleet know that this battle will decide the fate of humanity and the galaxy. On the bridge of the Retribution, Cole addresses his crew. "This is it, everyone. The final stand. Viridia is heavily defended, but we've come too far to turn back. We strike with everything we have." The fleet emerges from hyperspace at the edge of the Viridia system. The vastness of space before them is filled with Council warships, arranged in defensive formations around the planet. The sheer number of enemy vessels would intimidate most, but the human fleet, hardened by years of relentless combat, is undeterred. Captain Mara Stanton leads the Black Talons into the heart of the enemy fleet, weaving through intense fire. "Stay tight and pick your targets. We need to break their lines and create openings for our capital ships," she commands. Mara's squadron engages in ferocious dogfights, their superior tactics and coordination giving them an edge over the Council fighters. The human capital ships advance, their weapons unleashing a barrage of destruction. The Retribution's railguns fire with deadly precision, tearing through enemy hulls. On the ground, Ethan Drake and his commando team prepare for a high-stakes infiltration mission. Their target is the Council's central command complex, where the remaining Council leaders are holed up. "We need to take out their command structure. Without leadership, their forces will crumble," Drake briefs his team. The commando team lands on Viridia under heavy fire. Using advanced stealth technology, they penetrate the fortified complex, neutralizing guards and bypassing security systems. The fighting is brutal and intense, but Drake's team pushes forward, driven by the knowledge that this is their final chance to end the war. "Drake, we have to move fast. The Council's elite guard is closing in," warns one of his team members. "We're almost there. Set the charges and prepare for extraction," Drake orders. As the charges are set, the team engages the Council's elite guard in a fierce battle. The corridors echo with the sounds of gunfire and explosions. Despite being outnumbered, Drake's team holds their ground, buying enough time for the charges to detonate. The explosion rocks the complex, sending shockwaves through the Council's command structure. Above, the human fleet presses the advantage. The Council's defenses, already weakened by the loss of their leadership, begin to falter. The Retribution and its sister ships push through the enemy lines, targeting the critical defense installations on the planet's surface. The orbital bombardment devastates the Council's remaining forces. "Admiral, the enemy is retreating. We've broken their lines," reports Lieutenant Harris, his voice filled with triumph. "All ships press the attack. We end this now," Cole commands, his voice unwavering. The human fleet pursues the fleeing Council ships, ensuring no escape. The remnants of the Council's fleet are annihilated, and the once impregnable defenses of Viridia are reduced to rubble. The Galactic Council, once the most powerful force in the galaxy, is now a shadow of its former self. With the fall of Viridia, the war is effectively over. The Galactic Council's remaining leaders surrender, and humanity emerges victorious. The once feared Council is dismantled, its member civilizations forced to acknowledge the new order established by the humans. Admiral Cole stands on the bridge of the Retribution, looking out at the ruined planet below. "We've done it. Earth is avenged," he says quietly, a mix of relief and sorrow in his voice. In a grand ceremony on the liberated planet of Viridia, the leaders of the human fleet gather to commemorate their victory and honor the fallen. Mara Stanton, Ethan Drake, and other key figures are recognized for their bravery and leadership. "We stand here today not just as victors, but as survivors," Cole addresses the assembled crowd. "We have reclaimed our place in the galaxy, but we must never forget the price we paid. The billions lost, the homes destroyed. Our fight was for them." Mara, now a seasoned leader, reflects on the journey. "We faced impossible odds, but we never gave up. We fought for our future, for those who couldn't. Now, we must build a new era, one where such atrocities can never happen again." Ethan Drake, battle-worn and weary, feels a mix of pride and sorrow. "We did what we had to do. Now, we have a chance to rebuild, to create something better from the ashes." The human fleet, though victorious, bears the scars of war. The survivors vow to use their hard-won freedom to create a galaxy where peace and justice prevail. The hammer of retribution becomes a symbol of hope and resilience, a reminder of humanity's unbreakable spirit. In the aftermath of their victory, humanity begins the arduous task of rebuilding. Former Council races, now humbled, seek to forge alliances based on mutual respect and cooperation. The galaxy, once dominated by the oppressive rule of the Galactic Council, sees the dawn of a new era. On the newly established human capital, New Earth, leaders from across the galaxy gather for the founding of the Galactic Federation. This new alliance is dedicated to preserving peace, fostering trade, and ensuring that the atrocities of the past are never repeated. Admiral Nathan Cole, hailed as a hero, addresses the inaugural assembly. "Today, we lay the foundation for a new future, one where all races can thrive in peace and prosperity. We have shown that even in the darkest times, hope and determination can lead to a brighter future." Mara Stanton, now a prominent leader in the Federation, takes on the role of ensuring that humanity and its allies remain vigilant. "We've learned from our past. We know the cost of complacency. Together we will protect this fragile peace." Ethan Drake, having retired from active duty, focuses on helping war-torn planets rebuild. He becomes a symbol of resilience and hope, dedicating his life to ensuring that the sacrifices made were not in vain. As humanity and its allies work together to heal the scars of war, the galaxy begins to prosper. Advanced technology, once hoarded by the Council, is shared freely, leading to unprecedented advancements in science, medicine, and exploration. The story of humanity's return and triumph becomes a legend, inspiring future generations. The hammer of retribution, now a revered symbol, reminds all of the power of unity and determination. The galaxy, forever changed, embraces a new dawn, with humanity standing proudly at the forefront. Through their struggle, humanity has not only avenged the destruction of Earth, but has also paved the way for a brighter, more just future. The memory of their journey from the ashes to the stars serves as a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human race, ensuring that their legacy endures for millennia to come.